Hey guys, it's Treat here. Welcome back to another video. And here we have the Silent Salt team. The video is going to be fully focused on Silent Salt and how to build his team to the best potential that you possibly can have. So you may notice that the team looks exactly the same, but the treasures are different. I'm actually going to be running the old watch, the tube, and the whistle, and you're going to see why in just a second. All right, so let's get right into the topping. So Millennial Tree here is going to be running 3 HP and 3 crit. Why 3 crit? Crit heals are going to be absolutely insane when Millennial Tree is on the tube. That is the only reason why we're running crit here. So remember, substats 25 DR, having a little bit less, maybe 20 to 25 DR, having a lot of crit here, getting at least 90% crit, which means minimum 60% from your toppings, and also focusing the rest on HP and having a full HP beast kit. So that's all for Millennial Tree. Remember, a 2-second start is needed. Now for Silent Salt, you're going to want 4 raspberry toppings and 1 kiwi topping and a kiwi tart. Why are we running this? Because Silent Salt needs more debuff resist with Venom Doe being out of the team. That will help him cast more and get out of Timekeeper stun locks. So damage resist, cooldown, attack for the substats, and also the debuff resist is purely going to come from the topping and the tart and the bonus effect here. Remember, a minimum about 20% debuff resist on Silent Salt, and remember, Silent Salt is going to need a 2-second start here. So that means less than 18.9% cooldown, which we're not going to be able to get even with the full, the toppings we have here. So remember, full bypass beast kit, that hasn't changed, and that is going to be it for Silent Salt Cookie. Now for Timekeeper, the build hasn't changed at all. 33 cooldown, 25 DR, focus the rest on crit and attack, and a full bypass beast kit. And also a 1-second start is needed, but we already get that since we have 30 cooldown, which is the threshold for a 1-second start on Timekeeper. Why 33 and not 35, you may ask? Because in Timekeeper's TBD Director passive, right here it says passive cooldown minus 7%. And what is 33 plus 7? That is 40, which is max with the TBD Ticking Jelly Watch, which is going to be meta in other teams that I use. So I just use this one build for Timekeeper throughout, and that's just going to be how it is for every single team comp. Mostly all the time, Timekeeper is going to want a 1-second start. And even if you do give your Millennial Tree a 1-second start, it still doesn't matter because Timekeeper is still going to need that max amount of cooldown to increase the amount of attack that she gets also from her TBD Director passive, which also is 2% attack per 1% cooldown reduced by toppings, which is capped at 60%, so that's 30%. And if you have 30% cooldown, that is going to be maximum benefit from the thing. And also I have 33, so I'm getting the maximum benefit. So that's going to be all for Timekeeper. For Marshmallow Bunny, you need to make sure that you have 25% Amplify buff. Doing this, you either need to look at all your legendary costume bonds, or if you don't have any legendary costume bonds that involve Amplify buff, 25% is the number you need. And obviously, if you built this team before, you know everything about Bunny. Bunny's been out for almost a year, so if you don't know the Amplify buff tech, please look it up somewhere else because I don't really want to go that deep into it. But anyway, 25 amp buff plus your costumes, your costumes plus whatever Amplify buff you need has to equal 25%. Get 30 plus cooldown, and also crit and attack is also welcome. So that is it for Bunny. Now for Sugar Swan's going to want to run 3 attack toppings and 3 crit toppings with a crit tart. Well, 2 crit toppings and a crit tart. So why are we doing this on Swan with no DR? You might ask. Well, because we want Swan to die first, and that is to trigger the Galaxy Lake effect, which is going to give so much healing, and all that healing is going to crit because we have 95.74% crit because of 30% crit added from Bunny's 15%, right here from the Fluffy Bunny buff, which is 15% crit for 15 seconds, which is going to be active all the time, and 15% from the whistle. So that is going to be at max 95% crit, and that's going to be meaning that 95% of all of Swan's heals are going to be critting. So that is the most important thing. Remember, 30 plus cooldown. Remember, focus the rest on crit and attack subs, and also make sure that you do not have any damage resist. If your Swan is dying too fast, make sure to swap onto damage resist, and you can stack all of the attack subs for damage resist subs. But since my Swan is 5A, I'm going to be running 0 damage resist, and that is going to be the most important part of this team. And that is going to be it for all the toppings. So let's actually transition into the battles. For the first battle, I'm going to be fighting someone with a 6-star Timekeeper right here. And I actually know this is going to be pure vanilla because of the positioning of Venom Doe. If Venom Doe is in the back right slot, it is going to be a Sugar Swan team. If Venom Doe is in the bottom right slot, that is going to be a PV team. And as you can see, MT and PV are hidden. And let's actually attack because this team is mainly going to be countering PV and Swan teams that are going to be running the Candle and also the Whistle/Chest. Do not fight people who run the Monocle. That is going to be messing up your entire team. Okay, so it is going to be PV, and this is going to be a fully maxed team, so let's see what happens. Rotation, Timekeeper, Tree, Salt, Bunny, into Swan as well. So Swan, actually, there's a Swan death. That's what you want to see. You want to see the Swan death. That is what, see, Silent Salt is receiving, oh my god, that's a lot of damage. And Swan's already fully dead. Swan's healing the entire team. No one's dying. No one's going below 100% health. Just see, best support, you can already see, best support, Sugar Swan Cookie. Just look at the damage chart when I show you. 256 million healing from Swan. Why? Because let's actually go back and revisit. You see 256 million healing from Swan, 202 million from MT, but that's solely from the tube. As you can see here, let's go back and watch. I'll show you why it's so key that Swan dies. Just watch. Remember, starting rotation, Timekeeper, Tree, Salt, Bunny, and then let's speed it up a little bit. So here's Swan, doesn't even cast, and Swan just dies off. Perfect. That's exactly what you want to happen. Everyone gets the Sweet Sugar Feather buff and the Galaxy Link Sanctuary buff. Just watch. Swan casts once. Watch this. Silent Salt heals fully, even with the tube buff. That's a lot of healing. And now Timekeeper tries to kill, and then everyone just gets in fully max HP. Swan with 0 revives, taking both revives instantly. I don't think it counts towards Timekeeper's entropy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the end result. 256 million healing from Swan, and absolutely insane. Look at the amount of received healing on Silent Salt. 30 million received healing. That's more than anyone on either side. So Silent Salt very much benefited from the increased Sugar Swan healing. So as you can see, having Sugar Swan die repeatedly, and actually this is going to make her immune from box effects. So even though the box gives minus 50% crit, it's not going to be hitting Swan because Swan is going to be in her Swan form, which means she's not going to be affected by the box, which is why this is going to work against other box teams. And even though this guy's running Whistle, if he was running box, I'd still be able to win. For the next team, I'm actually going to be fighting another 6-star Timekeeper. So this is going to be the same promotions all across the board. So everything's definitely going to be max. I'm sure this is going to be a Swan team because I know this is going to be Mr. Spring. As you can see here, that's going to be a Venomdoe and a Swan in the back, also Box and Candle, and still we're gonna watch and see if Sugar Swan does her thing. So it is going to be Spring from Nim. So let's see. Same rotation. Swan gets silenced. Swan actually casts here, and we can get the Swan death. I think my team's just too good. Wow, wait, I actually did not get the Swan death, but I still 100-0. That's how good this team is. Being able to utilize the tube to your advantage, building MT to your advantage as well. Even on a 5A, I tested this on a 3-star MT on my Hollyberry account and was able to get to number 22 inside of the Hollyberry arena. Using this team, by the way. So I'm transplanting the builds from my lower end Hollyberry account onto this account, and the results have been absolutely insane. As you can see, Swan does 48 million healing. That's 200 million less because she didn't waste her revives. MT doing a little bit less because of the box, but still, as you can see, Silent Salt and Timekeeper were able to decimate the entire other team, shutting down the Dark Enchantress, shutting down Venomdoe, and absolutely crapping on the entire team exploded. Insane team to absolutely work with, and it's crazy, crazy, crazy good. For the final battle, I'm going to show you how to hit Salt. So Salt is actually going to be a Scroll Whistle Salt team, so just watch as I hit it. Actually going to be lower promos. I think these promos are going to be, yeah, these are going to be lower promos, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to, whoa, okay. 1 second Salt, low-key kind of scary, but as you can see, I just ended up recovering because of my promos, but sometimes, even with lower promos, I still faced up against 1 second Salts on my lower end Hollyberry account, and still, this is the same outcome, getting the same outcomes. If you have low, see, instant death, 100 to 0. All 3 battles have been 100 to 0. And Swan, 157 million healing. MT, 189 million healing. Bunny, Bunny's lagging behind, but Bunny's a special cookie, so it doesn't even matter. But even with the promos here, my Hollyberry account has similar promos to this account, but my Swan is actually going to be 1 star. So getting this high up with these promos is going to be pretty impressive, I'll honestly say. But remember, use your promos right, build the teams right, and you're going to end up being at the top of the arena. As you can see, I'm number 3 right now, but I don't really want to push all the way up to number 1. It's going to take me like an hour. As you can see, teams OP, absolutely insane. This is how you build the Silent Salt team. And remember, with any questions, and also please be careful when you're hitting high promotions because they can and will destroy you. Just remember, make sure to promo match well. Don't hit 6-star DEs if you have like a low-end Timekeeper or Silent Salt. Don't hit 6-star Timekeepers if you have a non-ascended MT. You're going to get destroyed. Just be careful. And I think that's actually going to be it for the video. So this is going to be a pretty short one, just 1 team. And remember, stay subscribed. Might have more team videos coming out in the future because I'm going home from school in a couple days. So remember to stay subscribed. And also, GG guys, good luck in the arena.